No, he said that literally scores of times. So he's invoking this idea of violence. Very dangerous.
It is dangerous, and if you can get me the actual clips on that, because if he said that, I'm going to ask for a retraction, and if he won't retract it, I'm going to sue him, because that's what's dangerous right now. If everyone's looked at what I've been doing, this is now my 19th month doing this. I've always called for peaceful revolution. I've called for doing this through the legal system, and since the legal system is so slow, we're going to have this birth certificate march in Washington, probably late May, early June, and we're getting a fabulous response all across this country, because every one of your listeners can identify with a birth certificate, because they must show a birth certificate between 1 and 10 times in their lifetime. Everyone needs it for a passport. Everyone needs it to register for Little League. You need it for different things, for marriage, or you need it for scholarships or college or school. The best one, you're down there in Texas. A woman sent me an email a while back from Texas, and she said, I registered my nephew for school. At the end of the registration, my nephew said to the principal, can I ask you a question? Principal said, sure. He said, how come I had to show my birth certificate to register for school, but Obama didn't have to show it to become president? And that says it all when a 13-year-old can identify with it.
And then they lie and say he's shown his birth certificate. He hasn't.
Well, no, he hasn't, and you get people who look like fools, like Chris Matthews shaking a piece of paper saying this is his birth certificate. No one has seen the birth certificate. What people have seen is not even a for real document, because at the bottom of the document it says if there's any alteration, it's invalid. What people have seen is a certification of live birth, which was even forged, and that was put on their campaign website.
All right, stay there, Phil. I want to come back and recap, though, and get into the Indonesian situation, the Barry Soetoro, who this guy really is, because the birth certificate's only part of it.
We all know that the Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 4 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water systems. The revolutionary Berkey light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and re-cleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels, and removes harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey guy will include 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping, an $87 value, yours free, but only for a limited time. Just call the Berkey guy at 1-877-886-3653 now to order. That's 1-877-886-3653, or order online now at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Is it safe to breathe anymore? Crowded public places, global pandemics, and news reports of potential new strains of bacteria and viruses make you wonder, what if there was a germ-killing nasal spray that acted almost like hand sanitizer for your nose? There is. It's called Sinofresh Homeopathic Nasal Spray, and it's a proven germ killer. Sinofresh is a revolutionary doctor-recommended nasal spray that kills a broad spectrum of viruses, bacteria, molds, and fungi on contact in your nose. Sinofresh causes no drug interactions, no loss of smell, no rebound congestion, contains no alcohol, is non-habit forming, and is safe for daily use. Sinofresh must be a part of your family survival plan. Go to GCNlive.com now and click on the Sinofresh banner. The first 1,000 customers to click on the Sinofresh banner and purchase Sinofresh Antiseptic Nasal Spray are instantly registered to win a free 24-bottle case. Go to GCNlive.com and click on Sinofresh. Breathe free, breathe safe. Use Sinofresh. It works.
Are you wondering about your retirement portfolio? Are you confident that the financial advisor is experienced enough to combat climbing interest rates, taxes, and inflation? Stop guessing and go to the expert, Robert Chapman of the International Forecaster. When you subscribe to the International Forecaster, you get Robert Chapman's 45 years of experience and concise investment recommendations. Who needs sugar-coated excuses when you can get the cold hard facts and proven investment leads you can't get anywhere else? For a free introductory copy to Robert Chapman's International Forecaster, subscribe now at theInternationalForecaster.com or call 877-479-8178. Experience the difference. When you subscribe, you can email Robert Chapman directly to obtain investment advice tailored just for you. Don't wait another minute. Subscribe today at theInternationalForecaster.com or call 877-479-8178. That's 877-479-8178.
One major major world crisis away from having a totalitarian type of system.
The main event is the wholesale destruction of the world economy.
The push for every nation on the globe to identify and number all of its citizens.
Friends, I hope that you will order Shadow Government from Infowars.com. We also have some specials where you can get some of our other films half price when you order Shadow Government. A new level in production quality and in information. It exposes how a cashless society, surveillance beast grid of total control is being put into place. This film needs to be seen. Everybody needs to get it. So order yours today. Show it to your friends, your family, your church, your neighbors, your boss, your employees. Shadow Government, ladies and gentlemen. Get your copy at Infowars.com today. Shadow Government. It gives Big Brother a black eye. Available at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. You know they're scared when they've got Republicans attacking the birthers. And you've got legislatures passing or in the process of passing laws, and the states do run the federal government, saying you want to be on the ballot here, you got to show your birth certificate. Now, let's shift gears. To the key here, and it's the fact that his real name is Barry Soetoro. He became an Indonesian citizen. He got adopted by a foreign family. And you talk about this, and the mainstream media says that's a lie when that's on record, Phil Berg.
Absolutely. The key really, the bloggers on the internet, they try to say that it's all birth certificate, everything, we fight back and forth. But we raised the issue then, we shifted it. The issue really is, everyone out there, the fact that he was adopted or even acknowledged in Indonesia. In his books, he's sort of bound by certain things. Number one, in one of his books, he says he found his birth certificate. So it's baloney that he can't produce it. The reason he can't produce it, it'll show that he was born in Kenya. But the second thing in his book, he says his parents had been divorced. He says, my stepfather, Lolo Soetoro, returned to Indonesia before my mother and I. Well, that's significant because in the 1960s, Indonesia was at war. The only ones who could go to school there were those that were natural of Indonesia. He became natural because he was adopted or acknowledged. We have his school record on our website. His school record indicates his name is Barry Soetoro, Soetoro. His nationality is Indonesia, and his religion is Islam. Ladies and gentlemen, if he hasn't legally changed his name is his adopted name, Barry Soetoro. That is his name.
And that's what it was in college, and that's why it's all sealed.
That's right. That's why he's stealing. Well, I also think he sealed his records because I think it'll show he applied for and received foreign aid. Obama is the biggest hoax in the history of our country in over 230 years. He's a phony. He's a fraud. I'm not mentioning words here. I've been saying this, and I need the American support behind me. Follow me on ObamaCrimes.com. We're going to have a birth certificate march in Washington. Everyone bring a copy of your birth certificate, and we're going to demand that either he produced that he showed that he's constitutionally qualified, or we're going to ask him, demand that he resign, because Congress won't do anything right now. Congress should be impeached. This is a disaster what they have done and allowed. We're in a constitutional crisis because once we get past that, who becomes president? That's a whole new issue, another whole...
Well, let me just throw this in for you before we go to break in a long segment, time to flesh this out. He says he's going to sign executive orders on the carbon taxes, doesn't care what the Congress says. They stonewalled ClimateGate, said it didn't exist. That blew up in their face. I mean, it shows this is the most lying administration we've ever seen. Worse than Nixon, worse than Clinton, worse than Bush. He said no lobbyist. All he hired was lobbyists. He said not going to expand wars, expanded the wars. He said no signing statements, went back on that. I mean, this guy is continuing and expanding torture. I mean, this guy is a complete and total fraud. And from your deep research, lay it out, looking at this, what is Obama's real story?
Well, his real story, he's a phony. I mean, he's not constitutionally qualified. And the fact is, Alex, the reason he's doing the legislation he's doing and the reason his cabinet, think about it for a minute. I think the higher-ups in this country, the power brokers, the money people, said, we know Phil Berg and others are right. Do you want to be president? You got to play ball our way. Think about the cabinet he has. That's not the cabinet he ran on. He talks about change. Look about the legislation he's pushing. Is that the candidate of change? I think he's being blackmailed internal, and I'm waiting to see what happens happens when China and Iran get these documents, because I'm sure they're out there. And we're in a really, really bad situation because of Obama. He is a fraud. One of my lawsuits is I believe he's not only not natural born, he's not naturalized, but he's an illegal alien, and therefore one of my lawsuits deals with the fact that he should not have been a U.S. senator, and therefore the salary and benefit and expenses should be returned to the U.S. Treasury of about $1 million. More important, though, because he's a usurper or fraud, all